Assistant Professor, Department of Pharmacy Practice, Kelly College of Pharmacy, Belagavi. Today I am going to discuss the topic that is pharmacovigilance. So the topics which I am going to cover for the today's discussion is, that is, definition of pharmacovigilance, introduction, pharmacovigilance center details, how the pharmacovigilance, the evolution has taken place in India, then PVPA program, that is pharmacovigilance program in India, goals and objectives of PVPA, organogram of PVPA, program governance and reporting structure of PVPA, roadmaps and targets. So these are the topics today which I am going to deal. So coming to the definition of the pharmacovigilance, it is basically the pharmacovigilance, where we can define it as the pharmacological science and activities. It is like art of science and activities relating to the detection, assessment, understanding and prevention of adverse drug reactions or any other possible drug related problems. This is the standard WHO definition, where we can go for defining what exactly the pharmacovigilance. It is the art of science and activities which is involved in detection, assessment, understanding and prevention of ADR or any other possible drug related problems. Next, the main aim for development of pharmacovigilance will be, it is an arm of patient care, because maximum it is going to benefit for the patients. So we can call it as, it is one of the major arm of patient care. It aims at getting the best outcome of treatment with medicines. Okay, it aims at getting the best outcome of treatment with medicines. Means when we go for seeing with the benefit risk ratio, with this conducting the pharmacovigilance for all the community, means for the public and community, they are going to get a maximum benefit and getting the best outcome of treatment with the medicines with minimum drug related problems or ADRs. Then good pharmacovigilance will identify the risks in the shortest possible time. This is one of the major advantage of the pharmacovigilance program. Okay, so whenever they are going to come up with the good pharmacovigilance activities, they will within the shortest period of time, it is the shortest possible time, they are going to identify the risks. Then after the medicines has been marketed, even means what we call it as a post-marketing surveillance. Okay, and it will help to establish or identify what will be the risk factors for the ADR occurrence and all. Pharmacovigilance centers, usually we call it as like PVC. So this pharmacovigilance center of an individual country which is responsible for meeting the requirements for pharmacovigilance of all medicines. So it means individual countries, they are going to develop their own pharmacovigilance programs and they are going to regulate through the authorized committees and all. Then it is a center of expertise for the art and science of monitoring and analysis and use of the analyzed information for the benefits of the patient. Means once the pharmacovigilance center, once it get developed, it will become the center of expertise for monitoring and analysis, and once it get analyzed, that information is going to be used for the betterment of the patient or for the patient's benefit. So next, there are like under the pharmacovigilance there are like two types. One is passive pharmacovigilance, next another will be the active pharmacovigilance. So here simply we can define like what exactly the passive pharmacovigilance. Passive surveillance means that no active measures are going to taken place, but only thing is there will be the encouragement for the all LK professionals and others to report as much as possible all whatever the ADRs are going to occur in view with the safety concerns for the public. So that's how the passive pharmacovigilance ka meaning. Passive itself, it is indicating it is not directly, indirectly one can go for encouraging the healthcare professionals and others to report safety concerns. Then active pharmacovigilance, the name itself again, it is kind of like proactive surveillance only. So the active safety surveillance means that is active measures are taken to detect the adverse events. It means what, like one can go for conducting the training by giving the awareness for the pharmacovigilance, which comes under the passive. Once that the healthcare professionals and even the community or public, they are aware, then actively they can involve and directly they can go for reporting the adverse events to the different centers, different pharmacovigilance centers. Next, evolution of pharmacovigilance in India. How the pharmacovigilance program got evolution in India. In 1986, same like ADR monitoring system for India proposed 12 regional centers. So in 97, India joined WHO ADR monitoring program in 3 centers, that is AIIMS, KEM and ALN. So in 2004 to 2008, the National Pharmacovigilance Program was started in 2 zonal centers, 5 regional centers and 24 peripheral centers. These zonal, regional, peripheral centers acts as the receiving, means they are going to receive the whatever the adverse events which are going to occur in the community or in the hospitals through either healthcare professionals or directly with the community or even from the pharmaceutical companies, where it may be, they are going to receive the information about the areas which are going to occur. So in 2010, the Pharmacovigilance Program of India was launched. Pharmacovigilance Program of India, usually we call it as like PVPA. So this is the CDSCO, Directorate General of Health Sciences, under the aegis of Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India, in collaboration with Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission, Ghaziabad, is initiating a national-wide pharmacovigilance program for protecting the health of the patients by assuring drug safety. Means under the authorization of CDSCO, Director General of Health Services, then Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India, in collaboration with IPC Ghaziabad, India has initiated national-wide of pharmacovigilance program to ensure the drug safety for protecting the health of the patients. So the center will operate under the supervision of steering committee. This PVPA center is going to get operate under the supervision of steering committee. So the main goal of PVPA, to ensure that the benefits of use of medicines outweighs the risks and thus safeguard the health of the Indian population. Means the main goal, they are going to see the benefit risk ratio. So whenever the medicine outweighs the risks, then they consider it as the they consider under the safety concern. Then they are going to ensure that the benefits of use of medicines. Means whenever that medicine the drugs has to outweigh the risk. That all things this PVPA is going to do. Then the main objective is how they are going to reach this aim, how they are going to reach their goal. Through these objectives, they are going to reach their goal. So the primary objective is, that is to monitor ADR reaction in Indian population, both in the community, in the hospitals, in the clinics, wherever. All should be aware of the adverse drug reactions, and they have to monitor and they have to go for reporting. Then to create awareness among healthcare professionals about the importance of ADR monitoring in India, to monitor benefit risk profile of medicines, then generate independent evidence based recommendations on the safety of medicines. Then support the CDSCO for formulating safety related regulatory decisions for medicines. Then finally they have to communicate findings with all key stakeholders. After that they have to go for creating a national center of excellence at par with global drug safety monitoring standards. Through this sequence objectives they can go for reaching the PVPA goal. So here it is the organogram of PVPA, means who are all going to involve, actively going to involve for all in order to reach the goal through the sequence of objectives and all. Here we can go for seeing here there will be secretary cum scientific director of Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission. Then in the leadership of that secretary cum scientific director of IPC, National Coordination Center for PVPA is going to work. So under that again they are going to make National Coordination Center of PVPA. There will be the working group and secretary cum scientific director. So under the secretary cum scientific director, office in charge principal scientific officer will be there. Then finance administrator. So again under the office in charge there will be senior scientific officers and scientific assistants. Then technical associates will be there. So these people technically and scientifically they are going to analyze whatever the data they are going to receive from various centers in the India. This all the centers, as I told, zonal, peripheral. So program governance and reporting structure. Here this is the main the pharmacovigilance program in India. It will be administered and monitored by the following two committees. Main will be the steering committee and strategic advisory committee. Then the technical support will be provided by the following committees, that is signal review panel, core training panel, quality review panel. So the steering committee will be the main authorized committee, where under the drug controller general will be the chairman for this steering committee. So there will be under the drug control general there will be like members where they are going to shoulder their assigned responsibilities, who are going to work towards the PVPA. So there will be the scientific director IPC, as I already told. Then head of department pharmacology AIIMS, nominee of director general ICMR, assistant director general as a representative of directorate general health services. Then under secretary as representative of the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, nominee of vice chancellor of medical or pharmacy university. They acts as the ex officio members. Then nominee of Medical Council of India ex officio, nominee of PCI. Then member secretary will be the officer in charge CDSCO. So this is like how steering committee of PVPA is going to get framed. This is the governance structure. Once that committee is going to get organized or framed, this is like how they are going to make the governance structure. That is under the steering committee, the national PVPI of India, the headquarters, means under their authorization the further things are going to happen. That is strategic advisory committee, means still now whatever I have told in the theoretical way, this is like depiction, the picture representation, how the whole PVPS structure is going to get governed. Then this is the roadmap. In the previous slide you can see this is how it is going to happen, like through the steering committee they are going to make a National Pharmacovigilance Program of India under the authorization of CDSCO, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India. So whenever these all things it is going to get happen, this is like with that active steering committee, this is how pharmacovigilance program in India got initiated. Like in 2010, already I have explained the evolution, how the pharmacovigilance program in India got evolution in India. So in initiation phase in 2010, then expansion and consolidation phase in 2011 to 12, then expansion and maintenance phase 12 to 13, expansion and optimization phase 13 to 14, then excellence phase it got stabilized in 14 to 15. Here we can see in the initial phase what are all the things they have done to get initiate for the pharmacovigilance program in India. We can see here developing system and procedures, where they have enrolled 40 medical colleges for active participation for the reporting of all adverse drug reactions and adverse events or any drug related problems. Then they started data collection from adverse event following immunization. Then development and establishment of training centers. Means in this initiation phase, all the basic things what the steering committee has proposed. Then even they started the linkage with the Uppsala Monitoring Center, Sweden, WHO. Then initiated the software development for National Drug Safety Database, journal workshop for public awareness of drug safety, and publication of drug safety newsletter. In expansion and consolidation phase, again here they have enrolled more medical colleges. Even they trained the pharmacovigilance human resource, they identify gaps and address through the appropriate training, and they created the awareness. Then training in pharmacovigilance software provided by Uppsala Monitoring Center. Then they developed the software and the validation. It is in consultation phase only. Then journal workshop for public awareness of drug safety, then publication of drug safety newsletter. So the main difference of initiation phase and the consolidation phase, here they enroll the more medical colleges, and even they have they can go for finding the gaps between the developing the pharmacovigilance program in India, and they can address those gaps for the appropriate functioning. Next will be the expansion and maintenance phase. So in expansion and maintenance phase, again here the number of medical colleges they have increased more, means they are going to enroll additional 100 medical colleges, training of pharmacovigilance human resource, then journal workshop for public awareness of the drug safety, then publication of drug safety newsletter. So this is like expansion and maintenance phase. Next, expansion and optimization phase, some more additional of medical colleges, then interaction with international pharmacovigilance bodies, training of pharmacovigilance human resource, then publication of drug safety newsletter. Finally, excellence phase. In that excellence phase, they created Center of Excellence for Pharmacovigilance in Asia Pacific. These are the targets for development of pharmacovigilance program in India.